What's going on, guys? FMU, welcome back to part 3 of our little graphics mini-series. Thank you so much for the support on the other videos, massively appreciate it. So we're going to go into this today, we're going to go straight into it, and what we want to do today is, when I find my mouse, make the 3D version of the 2D kit we made in the last episode. Very simple, may sound a bit more complicated, but just take your time. It isn't as complicated as it looks or as it sounds. So this is my template. I've tidied this up a bit. There may be other templates out there that have got more color options, more this, that and the other options. This was, I don't know, I can't remember where this came from, but it was a very basic early one. So it's just one that I use. I don't really need to go outside of it. It's fine, perfectly fine for me. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to go in and do a bit of the old groundwork first. So I've got all these stripes and stuff on here. Now, we don't need all of them. On our shirt, we only need these ones across the top and these little bits across the arms there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in to the shirt, this bit here, this is where I've put my lines. I'm just going to turn off the body stripes. And you see that's turned them off, they're gone. No problems there. If you don't have stripes and stuff, if you're unsure as to where parts of the shirts are, there is a layout layer there and you can see perfectly where everything is. But don't worry about these lines not being in the same place as these lines. Don't let it bother you too much. It will be fine. Honestly, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Don't panic yourselves. So that's that. We've turned those off. Okay, so that's that. Now I've got my arms, and what I've got in here is I have a layer for each part. So this is the left upper arm, and then this is the band, and then the right upper arm and the band. Those are for the short shirts, and these are long sleeve shirts. So we have left upper, and then left band, right upper, right band. So those are there. I don't actually need this on today, and I'll show you why. So I'm just going to minimize that and turn it off, and all that will disappear. What we can do is click on colour overlay on here, and you'll see it's changed the colour, and already there are the bands there, which is what we need, because if you look at this kit, it's just a white band on the arm, there's nothing there, no stripes, just the shirt pattern, so we don't need to worry about that. This is going to be black, so I'll be turning this to black, but where this has picked those colours up from is actually the collar. So if I come into details here, there's a lot of stuff in here, so you can look through and have a play around yourself as you go along. But if you come into collars, you'll see we've got V selected, and that's the collar we're going to use. But if I change the colour, it will automatically change these colours here. So if you want to match the collar and the cuffs, so to speak, that's the easiest way to do it. If you want the collar to be one colour, the cuffs to be other, that's why I added the shirts in there. So you've got a separate little area for you to work on that if you want to. But for this one, we just need them to be the same colour. Now this is what I mean with the collars. You've got only the two. You've got the V, or you've got the U, the sort of rounded shape. And you'll notice there that the stitching is out around the shirt, and that is because up here in textures and stuff we have the V collar selected, and that just adds a little bit of shading and adds the stitching around. And we could add the U, and you'll just see very faintly there. If I zoom in, you probably see it really faintly. You see the stitching is there for the U-shaped collar, or the rounded collar. So that's why it's nothing to worry about. So if you notice there's a bit of a difference when you do it, that's what the problem is. So we've got that. It's wonderful, it's marvellous. I've left in some badges and stuff blacked out just so you know where you're putting things. So I'm not going to play around with these too much. You can if you want. You can add, stitching on there and stuff like that. There's loads of different lines in there with stitching and stuff. Thermal underwear, I have this on. I don't ever use it really. I'm going to change it to white though, because we're having a black kit, so it'd be nice for the thermal to be white. But this is just, if you control and left click, that shows you there, those are the bits that show underneath the shirt, when they wear this stuff under the shirt and stuff. So that's all that is. I'm not too worried about that, we'll just leave it as it is. Collars I've shown you. Extra sleeves and stuff, this is just pattern, extra sleeves and stuff, basically, if you need them. You know, if ever you delete something off by accident, there's a couple more in there. Those are the details for that. So we need to go into the logos and badges, and this is the thing we need to focus on at the moment. So I've named them all so you can literally put them over the top and then hide this layer. It just makes it so much easier. You can add this on, but it doesn't show you where the sponsor goes, where the logos go. It does show you there's a number there on the shorts, so to put your logo just above it. But that is that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in to my trusty little friend here, and we've got our Adidas logo, and we're going to just bring it down. I'm going to take off, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to take that off. Okay, and then we're going to resize it. We're going to make it a little bit smaller, maybe a little, just a bit smaller than that, and pop it on there. And I'm just going to pop it in there so I know where it is. And that's the shorts logo. Control and J to make another copy of it. And then we're going to go, where are we? I'm just going to go over and pop them all on these, like so. Like that. And then I'm going to make one more copy and bring it down to where it says Kitmate shirt. I'm going to change this to white, and then pull it up and across, and then we can go through and take all of the kit makes off like that. So it's just got ours on there. And I've got the badge. We need the badge next. So where's my, oh, I see it, London. There it is. Bring the badge on over, resize it, and then I'm just going to bring it down just a little bit more, maybe a smidge more, and pop it like that. And Control and J and bring it down like that. So we've got it in there, we've got all those. Then we can untick anything else that is in there. So shirt badge is all unticked. It's just a case of going through and replacing everything, really. It seems a lot more of a faff and a lot more complicated than it really is. And then we just need to resize this to about there, pop that on, and we need to make it white because that was the colour of it. Then we can turn sponsor off. So we've got that. We've got the basics of our kit thrown in there. That badge does look a little bit too big for me, but we'll roll with it. It is very much a case of seeing, you know, what works for you. Because the badges, we've discussed this before, the badge is very substantial. So it's a case of resizing them to what you think is about right. They should be okay. I can't see why they wouldn't be. But we'll roll with that for now and see how we do. So we've got that in. Next up I want to do socks. So I've got a few things on the socks for designs. We've got this sort of T-shaped one. Oh, we've got that. But I want to add 3 Adidas stripes across the top, and I want my socks to be black. We're going to go black shirt, black socks, white shorts. I've got the block colour here for the socks. I'm going to double click on that to open the colour overlay and just change it to black. Okay, so that does mean obviously we're going to have to come in and change the colour of the sock logos. So we just need to come in, double click, it's all double clicking, and change those to white. Simple as that. So we've got those on there. We've changed the colour of the socks, and I want to add, actually no, let's not add the layer. I want to add to this 3 stripes on the socks. So I'm going to open this up so it gives me the perfect sort of area, just so that I know where my socks are. I could do it off without it on, but it just helps me just to definitely know where each bit is. And then I'm going to change this to the white, come in with the box shaping tool, and we're going to come in just, actually no, we'll come in on the top with the first stripe. Control and J, pull it down to about there. Control and J, pull it down there. Those blue boxes tell us that they're the right distance apart. Let me turn that off, and for some reason it's gone that colour. I don't understand why. We'll worry about that in a minute. But there we go. We've got those three. So we'll right click and merge the shapes, double click, colour overlay, make them white. There we go. So nice and easy there. If you want to add other shapes, you could, I don't know, maybe have a white box on the bottom. It's the same principle. We also want to add stripes to the shorts. So we're going to come off the socks, open up the shorts. We want those to be white, so that's fine. We want to come in here. Why are you doing that? We're going to have black stripes on the shorts. So again, I'm just going to open this layer, and you can see they're on there, ready for us to copy over. So there's two go on this side, like so. I'll just do that, Control and J, and position it, and Control and J again, whiz it over this way, position it just there, Control and J, a lot of Control and J, Control and J, there we go, Control and J, come over here, Control and J, there we go, and then we'll add, I can't remember if that has it on there or not, no it doesn't, okay, 0, so we've got all the shapes on there that we want, not a problem at all. So that is that. If you want to add stripes on here, just open this up so you've got your outline of your shirt, and you can literally just come in with your tool, pop a stripe on there, copy, so Control J, bring it across to there, Control J, bring it across to there, Control J, bring it across to there, and then like, remember how we did in the last episode when I was showing you can hold down Shift, select all four, layer, distribute, horizontal. What it does is it spreads all them out between the first one and the last one, so it'll evenly distance them between them all, and that's it. Then just copy them over, drag them across onto here, put some on the arms, and it is that simple. That is really how simple it is. Obviously we don't need those because we don't need that. So there we go. Now I'm going to change the background colour, so I'm just going to turn this off so you can see it happen. I'm going to change the background colour to black, so the whole thing will now be black, the shirts and everything. You'll notice that the stripes across the top have now gone white. We know that they are in here, double click on that, hit that, select white, there we go. It doesn't look like there's much pattern on the shirt, so we can come in, you know, texture wise, come into details, and there's textures and lines, and then if we really want to, we can come in, double click on the texture fabric and just add it to say white or something, or maybe a grey so it doesn't stand out quite so much, and maybe just darken it down a little bit, whatever you want to do. I'm not going to do that though, I'm happy with mine as it is, because we're going to be quite layer intensive with our quite design intensive with the, you know, fabric design that we're going to be using, which of course we know from here is the faded Adidas old logo. So we'll come in, patterns and designs, and it's this bad boy here. Obviously it's black at the moment. Also I've just done that in there, apologies for that. I'm going to pop this layer just above the background layer like that, so that it's behind all of the designs, all of the patterns, all of the details, it's behind it, so just in front of the background layer. And I'm going to make it white, and I'm going to turn this to, I'm going to try about 14, the opacity, Control and T because I want to angle it like we had on the big shirt, and then if we, let me just on here, turn that on so I can see where I'm moving it to. Might actually have to make it just a little bit bigger like that, so that covers the whole of the shirt. You'll see it's gone over here as well, but don't worry about that. I'm going to make 2 copies of it because 2 should be enough to cover the arms, and we're going to just hide those top 2 and come down to this bottom one. So this is going to be the layer for the shirt. So I'm going to come in and get the rectangle marquee tool, hold down left click and just select around the shape of that shirt, making sure I've got it all in there. Then I'm just going to do layer by right click on it, layer by copy, and just come down to this, which was our Adidas logo, Adidas layer, and I'm just going to delete it. Pop, and you'll see perfectly around the shirt. If you want to, you can come in and oh god, that's on the background, didn't want to do that. Come in onto your layer with your shirt pattern on and take those out. Don't need to, they won't show up, they're in bits that are hidden, but if it makes you feel better you can do. And then we're going to open up the next Adidas layer and make sure we select it, drag it across, and this one's actually going to cover these 3, which is brilliant. So I'm going to go up to and utilise now the arms folder. I'm just going to open it up, and we've got left arm short. I'm going to hold down, oh, and that's the stripes. Left arm short, I'm going to hold down Control, left click, so it's selected that there. I'm going to hold down the plus and go to right arm short and select that, and then I'm just going to scroll down to find left arm long. Yes, hold down Control plus and bang, and it's selected all of that. And then we can actually come in and do layer mask on this one, so we're going to do that. A minute. Oh, it's because I've got that selected. I made the cardinal sin. I'm going to leave that in because it will show you that we all make mistakes. We need to have this layer selected, make sure you've got that layer selected, and layer mask, and it will cut it out on the arms. But you can see here we've got ourselves a bit of a problem because it's come on there. So I'm just going to click on to, you see how it's got the masked bit there? I'm going to click onto the normal bit here, and I'm just going to come in here and select that area and just click on the rubber tool and click left there, so it means we can edit that, and then press delete. Press the DEL button, Control and D, and then it's gone. So that's that. That's beautiful. And then we're just going to come in here, open up the other layer, click on it, drag it down over there, scroll up and find the right arm long, which is here, right click, hold Control, left click, come back down to our layer, make sure it's selected, layer mask, and then we're just going to do exactly the same again. Come in here, select it all, get the rubber, make sure we select that, hit there, delete. There we go, all done. And just scroll up and turn that off, and ladies and gentlemen, as easy as peas, that is our 3D kit for the match engine. How simple is that? Very simple. Seems a lot more complicated because I'm doing it quite quickly and back and forth and stuff, but that is literally that. If you want to, like I say, maybe add it so that the stitching and stuff shows up a little more, we can perhaps go into detail. Which one's this one? Yeah, that's that. So if we double click on this, colour overlay, make it white, okay, what's this one? And that's the bottom one, just adds a little bit of detail to it. And then let's have a look if we do come in, fabric texture white, and just drop the opacity down a bit, like 21, just to add a little bit of texture to it. And there you go, you've got all your little lines in and stuff. so it looks a lot better. But that is really all there is to it. Like I say, if you want to add shapes, you just make sure you cut them out. If you want to add badges onto the arms, you can use this as a template, or you could come in and turn these on and just add the badge over these. Use these as a bit of a template as to where it would be placed. Pop them on there, and then hey presto, your job's done. It's really quite simple. I'd say have a play around with it to get used to it, because when you first come into it, it isn't as easy as it looks on there, or as easy as you may think, because you have to get used to moving things around and getting things in the right place and stuff, which is why I've tried to put everything in folders, get the logos marked out where sponsors and logos need to go and stuff, and do it that way. But it is really quite simple once you've got the hang of it. There are other people who may say I don't do it like that. I have the pattern of the shirt and I just layer mask everything. I just put it over, layer mask it, put it over, layer mask it. Whatever works for you, find your own way to do it and do whatever makes you happy, whatever's best for you. And then to put it in the game, you save this as a PNG into a folder, and there are 3D kit packs available, so just download one. If you want to add it to that, add it to that. Just name the file whatever you need to name it. This would be City of London _home, or City of, underscore away, City of London _2, whatever, 1, 2, 3, whatever you want to call it. Get your club number like we've shown you in the last couple of videos. Just make sure that the config file that you've downloaded is edited properly, and Bob's your uncle, you're in, job done. So I hope this has helped. I hate doing these 3D kit tutorials because I often feel like I've not done it right, or I've been a little bit rushed. I do have other 3D kit tutorials, so if you want to look at those as well, just make sure you're using this template, but the rules apply from all of those. It's exactly the same process, just on a different template. You know, so if you want to watch those, feel free to do so. But hopefully this has helped you out, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Next episode, I'm going to show you how to add a player head into the shirts. So I like to sometimes do some graphics. If I remember, I'll put one in now with a player head and a shirt. That'll be next. But I'm out of time now, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.